Okay. We are back with some more Billie Eilish. Next up is Billie breaking down her career. Ooh, I didn't even read the freaking title. From Ocean Eyes to Barbie. What was the Barbie song? What was I made for? Right. All right. Let's check it out. Shouts out Vanity Fair. The original will be in the description. Go leave a like. Thank you, Vanity Fair, for collabing with artists to give us some cool background info and side quests. Let's check it out.
I think that my relationship to the fans has been so vital to all of this. And I think like what you do for them and how you make them feel is what's gonna be the most impactful and rewarding for you and for them.
Interesting.
Hi, I'm Billie Eilish.
Ocean Eyes. She came a long way.
Career so far.
Guys, it feels like it's been so long, even though I feel like Billie's, I guess she wouldn't be considered a new artist anymore, but it still feels like she's still like a new artist. But it's been a long time, I feel like. 2015. Oh, it's so good.
Ocean Eyes was the start of everything. I think within
the SoundCloud,
a week, it had 1,000 streams.
I remember this.
Not many now, but it was a lot then. Stuff was just changing really fast, and I'd never really seen anything like that. And it was alarming. I was like 13. I think it was my birthday was like the next month, and I just remember things were just like building.
That would be
around
scary.
Me. I just was like, whoa, what is going on? My parents were super cautious about all of it, hesitant and kind of making sure that I felt comfortable in every step of the way. And I remember my mom being like, you don't have to do this.
Isn't her mom an actress? Guys, why am I, I don't remember. Is she an actress? Why do I feel like she played Will Ferrell's mom in Step Brothers? Am I tripping? I think she played his mom in Step Brothers. I forget. I think she did. Yeah, very cool. I first found out about Billie from a Camp Flognaw concert, like the carnival thing that Tyler the Creator does. I don't know if I've told you guys this. She performed on stage, and I just had the live stream on my TV on the side. And I forget what song she's performing. I think it's You Can See Me in the Crown song. You Should See Me in a Crown. And I was like, what the fuck? Wait, this is fucking sick. And it blew my mind. And then I listened to that album. Don't Smile at Me, or whatever it's called. Smile at Me. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's where I listened to the album. Yeah, so I know her OG stuff, some of it, but I wasn't there at the beginning, like 2013. I was not there for the start.
I felt comfortable in every step of the way. And I remember my mom being like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You can, at any time, you can get out of this, you know? My little excited, determined, ambitious self wasn't gonna listen to anybody. Right after Ocean Eyes came out, I got injured in dance.
The foot?
There was like a very, very intense injury that just completely just took me out.
I remember the cast.
All things dance, and that just shifted my whole life. Dance was really like the thing that I loved the most and that I saw myself doing forever.
Wow.
And not being able to, it was really hard. Music really came in.
I didn't know she loved dance that much.
Got me through all of that. I got injured, and then we made like Bellyache and Hostage and My Boy and
all
the
hits.
Songs that then would become Don't Smile at Me, that then came out later.
Legendary album, dude. I fucking love that album so much.
We wrote many of the
So
songs
good.
from Don't Smile at Me in 2016. That whole year we were doing like tiny little shows. And I remember there was a moment in 2017 where I got an encore for the first time. And I remember them being like, play another one. And I was like, I don't have another one. I literally don't have another song.
Just play the same song again.
For the first time and the last time, we rented out a studio because we thought, maybe it'll be good for us to have a studio. Maybe it's bad if we make music at home. We should just have a studio and like decide that we're gonna make the EP in a studio. And it was like hell. It was literally hell. Yeah, and then it came out in 2017 while I was on a tour with my choir in Canada. I remember
she has a choir.
Like being on the bus with my friends with all of our uniforms on. And we had one of those like earbud like splitter, like the dongle splitter. So we all would plug our headphones and our earbuds into the little dongle, and then I would play the new EP through it. And my friends would always be like, play I Don't Want to Be You Anymore, play My Boy, play this, play that. It was very sweet.
Dude, they have a point. There's every single song on Don't Smile at Me is so fucking good. It's like I get why they were requesting all these different ones, because it's, dude, everyone, they're so fucking good. You can't choose one. But why didn't they just play it on the bus speakers? Maybe she didn't want anyone recording secretly, like maybe the bus driver's recording and leaking it or something. I don't know. Interesting.
Play I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. Play My Boy. Play this, play that.
My boy,
it was very sweet.
Boy, my boy.
What I really appreciate about that EP, it's like very young people, you know? Wrote half of it when I was 13, 14.
Wow.
And then put it out when I was 15, and Phineas
That's
was 17,
insane.
18, 19. Like young little babies that had no experience at all. I look back and I'm like, oh, I can't even. But what I do feel about it is that we were so experimental and we were so eager to try stuff and we were so eager to do anything. We were, you know, we would have an idea and be like, why don't we just try it, even if it's weird? And
it's actually wild to think that she looks back on it, and I don't know if she cringes, but what she kind of said, it seems like she doesn't like to look back on it. You know what I mean? But like, as a fan, as a viewers and listeners, it's fucking amazing going back still. But I get it from her perspective, because those songs that she wrote with Phineas, you know what I mean? It probably brings back some cringy moments and memories. And I think all of us, when we look back at our younger selves, we cringe. I feel like everyone can relate to that. So I get it.
I appreciate that about the EP. I was very nervous about a public image though. I didn't know that everything I was doing was gonna give me a specific image. I was just doing whatever I was doing. At the time, I remember I was just like so anxious about how I was being perceived and really wanted to be seen as a certain thing and didn't really know what I was doing. But I think I did a good job. I think I did a good job, given the fact that I was a little girl.
She did great. Guys, again, this album, I fucking love this album, start to finish, every single song, guys. Another fucking absolute hit. I
first started recording When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? When I was 16. Phineas was 19. It was my first studio album. We made a lot of it on tour in like little hotel rooms with Phineas's laptop, and I remember writing multiple verses of Elo Milo on
That's one of my favorites.
I remember like recording Wish You Were Gay in like El Paso.
That's a really good one.
Wherever we could make it, we did. In the documentary, there's like a thing I say where somebody said about like, oh well, your next album, this
documentary.
Like, I'm not making another album. No way. I really thought that. I was like, I'm not doing this again. I was like, love y'all, be safe. I'm not doing this again. I didn't feel I was good at it, and I also didn't know what I wanted. The heavier theme thing in all my earlier music and now, I swear to God, I never thought about it one time. This was such a reoccurring topic for so long, which was like, why are your songs so sad? And I remember hearing that and being like, what are we talking about? People seem to forget that when you are a child and a teenager, emotion is the most intense thing in the world. Everything feels like the end or the beginning. I was just talking about this with a friend. That like middle school felt like life was over. And that's how everything felt then. And so, you know, to be like, how could anyone young understand emotion? Are you stupid? That's all they have.
Yeah, she's right. She's cooking. She's cooking. Like, you get grounded for a month and it feels like you're done. You're done. Your life's over. She's right. I totally get that. Bye now.
I've always had a real love and passion for music videos and visuals in general. And I always wanted to direct them, but of course I had no experience and I was a teenager, and why would I know what I was doing? I mean, you know, I can imagine being the adult in the room and me being like, I want to direct it. And you can't, you know? But at the time, I was like,
I don't think about it. Like, she kind of reminds me of my cousin a little bit. I never really made this connection, but she kind of reminds me of my cousin. She kind of does.
You know, why not? Like, I know what I want. Oh my God, I know what I want. And I think that I understood that wasn't enough to like know how to do it. But I think I convinced them all to let me, like, I think I proved myself is really what I mean. And the first music video that I fully directed was Zanny, then Everything I Wanted, and then basically everything after that. But it's a lot of work. When I first started, I was like, oh my God. I would love to do it for other people as well.
As a director, do you come up with a storyboard? Because I know people do storyboards for, I think, like every kind of visual thing. I wonder.
I was like,
I don't know.
Oh my God. I would love to do it for other people as well, other artists. The reaction to When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go was so like surreal. And the response to Bad Guy, I mean, that changed my life. Like, Bad Guy completely changed my life. That's really what this whole interview should be
Yeah,
about,
that did blow up big time.
And then
Guys, Bad Guy, I liked it when it first came out. I liked it a lot. But when it became like a radio song that was on all the time and just nonstop, everywhere you go, all you hear is Bad Guy, I got tired of it. I got fucking tired of it. It's one of those things where it's like, it was so popular that I ended up getting sick of it. But like, it's still a great song, but it's so overplayed. And there were so many better songs on the album, and I was just like, they kind of ruined the song. You know what I mean? I'm sure other people can understand what I'm talking about. And again, also, it's like, you don't really get to choose what song blows up. You can choose what song is a single and gets a music video, but you don't really get to choose what song, like, everyone's gonna love. So you never know when something's gonna blow up. But anyways, let's keep going.
Changed my life. That's really what this whole interview should be about, is Bad Guy and its effect on my life. And then the awards, the Grammys was like amazing. It was literally like the greatest thing that had ever happened to me, and I could not believe
Grammys.
Any second of it was real. That album really lives on for me. Like, that album completely changed my life. So special to me, and it's so pure to me. Like, it's so genuine to me. The older I get and the farther away that album is from me, I feel so even closer to it.
Oh, wow. Guy. Duh. Like, it's still a good song. It's just so overplayed. The Bond.
When
I remember
we were
that.
first making music, Phineas and I used to come up with little challenges to write songs. So we'd be like, let's try to write a song from the perspective of this person, and this is happening, and da-da-da. Like, many times we would be like, let's pretend to write a James Bond theme song, because that would be the coolest shit in the world. And we were such big fans of Bond, and especially for me, I loved Skyfall and just everything about that.
Yeah,
I remember
right?
it was like at a certain age where it really like stuck with me for some reason, and that
I love that
visual
song.
that is going on during the song in the movie, and I just thought it was the coolest thing you can do as an artist. So we would joke about it all the time, and it was never ever a reality. And then in 2019, Barbara Broccoli, who was working on the film, I remember hearing kind of a
Her name is Barbara Broccoli. Guys, how am I not supposed to comment on that? You can't just ignore that last name. That's.
I remember hearing kind of about the fact that they were looking for someone and looking for a song, and I just remember just me and Phineas being like, whoa, like, please. And then
look at all these
it was
Grammys.
just, like,
We can do it.
And meetings, and we weren't sure.
She has the accolades
now.
now.
We didn't think we were gonna get it, and it was also like so not in the bag at all. Like, it was very, very much. We're auditioning.
Okay, I mean, I get it. You still don't know, but she has a really good chance considering all the accolades she racked up at this point, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you're the auditioners or the people that are the judging people that choose what song or artist, you're gonna be like, Billie, dude, she got all these Grammys. I know she can cook. You know what I mean? She had it locked in.
So
she had it locked in, whether
bag
she
at
knew it or
all. Like,
not.
It was very, very much. We're auditioning,
and they nailed it.
And maybe we get it, and maybe not. We were sent like the first 10 pages of the script, kind of told the plot-ish, without like being given any spoilers. And then we wrote No Time to Die in a couple days on tour in like Texas or something. Recorded it in the bunk in the tour bus. And we didn't even know if we had the job. We honestly didn't know for a while. And then we already had gotten it, and I had no idea. And yeah, it was the coolest thing in the world. We felt like we made a good song, and we really wanted the part.
Damn, that's so cool.
The most incredible collaborator, and he's such a genius, and he's such a gork.
He's a legend.
Such a goofball. I mean, it was just the most magical thing in the world. We went to London, we got shown the movie, and then we spent a few days in the studio with him and Johnny Marr.
I'm pretty sure you did Interstellar soundtrack.
This whole orchestra, and it was insane.
Wait, I don't remember seeing this.
I mean, the Oscars is just one of those things. It's just like, oh my god.
Oh, that's the
I feel like I snuck in.
Oscars.
Like, it was very
Copyright.
cool and intimidating. And I mean, we watched the Oscars every time when I was a kid, and it was like one of my favorite things that we did as a family. So performing was amazing, and then the next year I was nominated, and I couldn't even believe I was shortlisted. And then I was nominated, and then I went, and then I performed again, and that was insane. And then we won. And that was crazy.
Damn. Guys, I wasn't too big on Happier Than Ever. I was so in love with her music and like Don't Smile at Me and When We All Fall Asleep. Like, I'm like, dude, I love like everything, every fucking thing so far, everything. When Happier Than Ever came out, I guess my expectations were really high. Maybe I wanted that darker sound more. It was, I don't know. I don't want, I can't even like, it was just kind of weak for me, guys. It was kind of weak for me. There's some good songs, like maybe like 3 or 4 good songs in how I feel. But the rest, I just felt kind of like weak. It just felt, I wasn't too big. I don't want to say disappointed because, you know, she can create whatever she wants to create, but I wasn't, you know, yeah, I wasn't too hyped.
Happier Than Ever was made with a little too much confidence. And that's not a bad thing. We're a little
What do you mean by that?
But I love that album. I really do. And I loved it at the time, and it meant that I grew. Like, I wouldn't have been able to get where I am now had it not been for that album and everything that I did in that album. And it was also kind of me needing to break free out of a box that I had felt like I put myself in, or that the world put me in, from putting out Ocean Eyes when I was 13, and then getting injured, and then being on tour for years, and being in meetings with a million people and a million agents, and
meetings,
being a 14-year-old in a room with only, you know, grown.
I'm sure she had like her
people,
parents there to
men.
help.
And, you know, I wanted to be dancing, I wanted to be doing this, I don't know, everything kind of just happened to me, and I didn't really have much of a choice, but it's okay, I'm not complaining, but it was a lot. And then COVID happened, and I was forced to stop. And that, I think, happened for a lot of people, but of course I felt like I was the only one that was happening. I was like, I just remember it was almost as if blindly doing something that I really wanted to do and felt like I really wanted to do and I was happy doing, and then it was like just taken out, just pulled away from me, and I was just like, oh my God, I haven't actually thought about anything for 4 years. And I don't know when I would have gotten
work
process anything that had happened to me if it weren't for that. And we wrote all of Happier Than Ever in that period of time, so it's a COVID album. I mean, that's what it is. The music was a completely different process than the reinventing of the look. Coming off of those crazy couple of years, and had won those Grammys that year, and like, my shit did not stink. I don't know, I just felt good. But then I decided I wanted to go blonde, and then I decided that I remembered that I was a girl, and I was like, wait, I want to be other things and not just this one thing that I've been looked at as for all these years. And I remember ordering a skirt off of Amazon. I didn't have a skirt, and I was like, I gotta.
Guys, is it bad to order clothes off Amazon? Dude, okay, am I exposing myself? Dude, sometimes they got really nice clothes. And dude, I'm not a fucking rich person. I'm not gonna go buy designer. Like, hello, dude. Amazon has some nice clothes sometimes. I'm just saying.
Like a skirt off of Amazon. I didn't have a skirt, and I was like, I gotta wear a skirt. I don't know, I was just having I was 18, like I was trying to figure it out. You know, I'd been told that I was one thing for many years, and I believed it, which was definitely a lot, but I think that I needed to do it. I'm an extreme person, like I need to have extreme sensation, and I think that was my way of expressing myself in the way that I knew how, which was everything. All at once. He must have had a rough childhood.
I didn't get what she's talking about. Swarm, what is this?
Did call you things as a child?
Dyke, liar, stupid, pig.
What are you afraid of?
Nothing.
Are you afraid of death?
No.
Is this a movie?
I think it was the day after I headlined Coachella. We were on some management call or something. I was talking to my managers, and I remember one of them being like, there's this opportunity, but you're not gonna be available for it, so we're gonna pass. Are you okay with that? I was like, well, what is it? And they were like, well, it's this show that Donald Glover is working on. And it's called this, and it's about this. And I remember just being like, I'll drop anything. Like, that's my dream. What are we talking about? Passing on that. And then I was sent kind of the early on script, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then Donald called me and kind of explained what the show was about and explained how it was going and the things that, you know, whatever. And he just was like, yeah, I was thinking about you, and if you're interested, there's no pressure, but if you wanted to, you could. And I was trying to keep it cool, but I was so excited. I mean, he knows it, and I sound like a broken
Childish
record,
Gambino.
but he was like my favorite of all. I just love him so much, and I always have.
I love his show Atlanta, dude. Atlanta, I watched it. I remember when I first came out, I only watched like the first season, but I didn't watch the rest. And I went back and watched it all recently, like maybe like a month ago. Dude, I love it. It's so fun, man. It's such a good show. Okay, let's keep going. But I didn't know about Swarm. Is that like a long show, like 12 episodes at least, or is it like a short film?
Record, but he was like,
I think she said a show.
Favorite of all. I just love him so much, and I always have, and he's been one of my biggest idols since I was like 11. Acting was something that I loved doing so much as a kid. I just didn't do anything about it. I just loved it, but I didn't do anything. Also, like, my brother acted, and he would get jobs. And
oh, really?
I wouldn't, and that was annoying to me. Mom, can I talk about your... Please. My mother wrote a movie about a family, and it was a mom and a dad and a son.
Okay. And?
She starred in it, and she cast her own son to play her son. And I was just kicked out, essentially. And by the way, my childhood bedroom.
What was part of the movie?
Everything out of it and replaced it to be the bedroom in the movie. If she had had a daughter, she would have been happier, right? Right? And so it would have meant a whole other thing. And I wasn't good. Also, this is the other part. So basically, I'm saying that was my villain origin story.
Her villain origin story? I'm so confused. Her mom was making a movie. Did it end up being made? And they were filming in their own house? And they needed her bedroom, so they took everything out to film in there? What?
What color was the milk?
It was red. Did you hurt someone? Yes. Very good.
Oh my God,
the whole
Billie.
Show is surrounding this character.
That was really
Dre,
scary.
Which is Dominique Fishback, who is
Oh, this is Childish Gambino's again?
Is
Yeah.
surrounding this character, Dre, which is Dominique Fishback, who is like filled to the brim, overflowing with talent. My episode is basically, she comes across this
It's an episode.
sex cult. She doesn't know what the hell is going on or what it is. And it's kind of hard to tell. It's not very obvious, but that's kind of what's going on.
It's a mystery,
and I'm
right?
like the leader of it. Yeah, we just like gaslight the shit out of her. I had so much fun. It was like truly like one of the best weeks of my life. She was also so amazing to work with, and so much of the scenes that we did was just the two of us, and that was really special.
Is the show good, guys? She said she's an. I thought she said. Never mind. Is the show good, guys? Should I check it out? I mean, I'm not going to do it for YouTube. I don't do TV shows or movie reactions, but sometimes we do watch stuff on Twitch, like movies or TV shows sometimes. But she's only in one episode. Is it worth checking out the entire series? I might.
We shot
Is it? Yeah.
Atlanta,
No. Yeah.
And also, Donald was there the first day for the first scene that we filmed, and it was just so cool and scary. And they also like changed the script like 5 minutes before, which was a lot, but I did it. I asked my mom if she would do my acting coaching for that show, and she is the reason that I did even a little bit of a good job. Like she is so good. I would love to do some more acting. I'm kind of like embarrassed to say that, but I would love to.
She shouldn't be embarrassed. From those little clips we just saw right there, dude, she was nailing that character. I don't know what the cult leader. She gave cult leader. That was scary.
It was a very, very different experience compared to No Time to Die. It started off so casually. I remember Phineas just being like, would you ever like be interested in doing like the Barbie, like a song for the Barbie movie? And I remember like that sentence, I was like, what? Like, huh? And I had no idea what that was gonna mean. And that could go either way. Like, what are we talking about?
A Barbie movie?
What does that even
She
mean?
didn't even.
And then I remember
okay.
those paparazzi photos of Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling came out of them shooting, and we were just like so excited about it. And then Phineas goes, "Hey, we're gonna get on a FaceTime with Greta later." I was like, okay.
Oh,
I had
the Greta girl.
We hadn't even really talked about it. And we got on the phone with her and Mark Ronson, basically just told us what they had done, and they were like, movie's basically done. This is what we have so far, and this is what's going on. We really want you to see it. Can we set up a time? Like, whatever. It was like so casual, and I didn't think it was gonna really happen. She set up a day for us to go to Warner Brothers, and the two of us went, and it was just like us in this empty theater and her literally 2 days away from giving birth, and then a couple people from her team. She showed us the work.
What? Wait, she was doing all that while pregnant? Wait, I'm so confused. Margot was but she didn't look pregnant at all. She gave birth? Wait, what? I do remember seeing someone, but that was what? I'm so confused. I like Barbie. I like the movie. It was all right. I wasn't like too big on it, but it was a fun movie. Is this song the song that goes meow 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 meow? That's the song, right?
Day for us to go to Warner Brothers, and the two of us went, and it was just like us in this empty theater and her literally 2 days away from giving birth.
Oh, not while
and
filming.
Then a couple people from her team.
Okay.
She showed us the work in progress movie, which is basically completely done. She kept being like, "It's not done," but it was amazing. It was so good. I was so nervous. I was like, how could this possibly be good? Because how could anyone make a movie like this that's good? And it was so amazing. I remember just like moments during the movie just looking at Phineas and being like, this is good. This is really good. And then went home.
I mean, we watched it on stream, and I was worried because it's a brand new movie, and watching that on stream is so risky. But like I said, it was good. It was good. I'm not like, oh my god, best movie of the year. No, it was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It was fun.
Talked about it. And then the next day, we had a whole day of writer's block. It was a whole day of creating stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Not coming up with a single goddamn idea. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna go because
Take a little
this was a waste of a
vacay.
day. And then as I was like getting up to leave, Phineas was like, do you want to try to write a Barbie song before you go? And I was like, that's such a ridiculous, ambitious thing to do. Like, we can't even write any other song. We're not gonna write a really good Barbie song right now. And he sat down at the piano and he immediately started playing those first chords. And I had the handheld mic and I was sitting on the couch and I just started
Improvising. That is the cat song.
And then those first couple.
Guys, I saw a clip of people at her concert, front row, meowing. She was performing that song and they started meowing. Like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like people pay like $500 a ticket. If you're gonna do the meow thing, do it for like 3 seconds and then stop. Because like in the clip I saw, it was like going on for like 20 seconds, and it's like, I really hope they don't do that the entire song. Because like, come on, it's kind of disrespectful. Yeah, it's funny for the first second, but then you're ruining it, you know?
The lyrics came out and we wrote the whole song right then. I mean, we were just so overflowing with like inspiration from that movie and what was going on in my life, and I had to fight so hard to not send it to her immediately, but it wasn't good. Like, I had the worst recording of it, so I waited like 2 weeks and we recorded kind of a scratch vocal version of it, and we were really nervous, but we felt really proud of it. And she basically was like, I've been weeping all day. I hadn't heard somebody use that word like that in a long time, but the rest is kind of history. I really kind of thrive
Grammys
when
and
I write
Oscars.
from some perspective that isn't my own kind of first person perspective. Like, it can even be about my life, but if I think about it from just a different angle, it's a lot easier. And so something that Phineas and I think really thrive in is writing for film and TV. We have to like stop ourselves from saying yes to so many things when people are like, would you write a song for this movie? Because I'm like, I want to, because I love writing stories. It's storytelling, dude. I do also write songs from my own perspective and my own life and my own feeling, but I think it's just harder to get there. It's more vulnerable
Emotionally
and you
draining,
can't
probably
really
too.
wear a mask.
Yeah.
And both are great, so.
Interesting. Ooh, come back. The hand coming out of
The
the
approach
water.
of making Heavy, Hard, and Soft was so daunting. Never been more doubtful in our entire lives. Never one moment of like, wow, we did a really good job. Like, we loved what we were making, but we really were terrified. Also, Phineas and I, honestly, you know, when you're siblings, you go through like different periods of being on the same frequency, and this was a period where we were pretty out of sync. Not to put him, like, tell his business, but like, he was really not enjoying making music very much, and that was tough for me because
Burnout.
I was the one that didn't enjoy making music for all those years. And I kind of finally was enjoying it, and then he would just be like, I would rather be doing anything else. Like, I want to be doing something else. And I got it because that's how I used to feel. And it's, oh my God, I was so terrified. I was like, oh no. Phineas would remind me mostly, he'd be like, we don't have to put this out, you know. We can make it and not put it out. And I think that's important
That's
to remember.
true. That's
that
true.
Not everything
That could
we make
always-
has to be amazing and perfect, because I think part of the reason it felt so scary is the fact that we were so doing exactly what we wanted to do. And that can be really scary. Being yourself is terrifying. You feel like, oh, they're not gonna
Especially
like
with
me if I'm myself.
all
They're
the
not gonna- I'll have to
eyes.
kind of do
Millions
this
of
or
people.
like do this, and then they'll like me. And you realize that it's just that you're avoiding the vulnerability of being seen and being known. And I think that this album is like a really good representation of that. And when I think about it, it's really good kind of juxtaposition of like my life, my friendships and my relationships, and how I've been trying to really make an effort in being exactly who I am. I kind of been saying this for years, but never really doing it, which is like trusting my gut and like listening to my body. And it turns out that if you do what you want and if you are yourself, people actually like you more. It's really hard to accept that.
That's true.
It's scary
That's
and it's
true.
vulnerable, and
she's right.
it means that you can have experiences that are more hurtful because it's actually you, but
True.
there's more pros than there are cons.
Oh, she's so right. What the fuck? That's very true.
Myself, man. It's hard to process this kind of thing when it's you. It's really hard to see it and see it objectively and know what it looks like to other people because you have your own experience of it. I mean, when I think about my life, I get to do the coolest shit in the world. And I didn't see it for so long, and there's so many times that I really did not want my life. And honestly, I feel like for the first time, maybe I've experienced so much joy.
That's so scary and sad. I didn't want my life, but she's happier than ever now. Oh, guys, that was actually a really nice breakdown. I really like that. The way they segmented it into like eras like that, really well done. Breaking down your career with Vanity Fair at 22 is so crazy. So proud of her. True. Billie's mom being so protective when she was so young is everything. Very true. W mom, dude. Specifically, when you see that sometimes parents don't care about exposing their kids as long as a check is coming their way. Yeah. Look at Nickelodeon. I mean, the one mom on Nickelodeon from that expose, I remember the one mom was fighting to try and like protect her child, and they were still like just blocking her out somehow. It was really fucked up. But yeah, dude, when you're like a kid and you're in like the movie, the music industry, whatever, Hollywood shit, you really need like parents that are taking care of you and making sure you're safe. Like, it's not a safe place for kids. I'm so glad to be alive at the same time as Billie. I honestly kind of giggled at the title, breaks down career. She's literally 22. She has so much career ahead of her still. True. I didn't even think about that, but the future, yeah, dude, there is a lot ahead. Oh, but I just think it's kind of, I don't think it's that crazy to say she's 22 and we're breaking down her career. I feel like we've been knowing she's been fucking cooking for years. We know, even though it doesn't seem like a long time. I don't know. Billie has done so much in her career and she's just getting started. Billie and Swarm was everything. I want to see that, but I feel like I need to watch the full series, not just the one episode. Oh, that's sad. I'm not reading that. Guys, I don't like the super sad comments. Or like, that's... she has grown up so much. She sounds so mature in this. Comforts me seeing her open up more and watch how she keeps growing through the years. It is really cool. Because like, what the artists I grew up with, there was like no young artists, you know what I mean? Like, you grow up and I was like 14, 15, and I, was a big fan of Kid Cudi, Mac Miller. They're in their late 20s, mid 20s. Well, Mac was actually like 18 probably. But growing up with artists is very interesting. You know what I mean? Seeing someone start their career and do big things. And it's like, as long as I'm alive, I will see what else they can do. It's kind of like growing up with them. You know what I mean? It's very cool to see that and where it goes. So much Billie content. I'm in heaven. I will make you the biggest pop star in the world. Phineas kept his promise. Did he say that? Oh my god, look at this fucking comment. He was close, but still couldn't top Taylor Swift, and I'm not even remotely a Swiftie. What are you... Taylor Swift is slowly dropping while Billie is continuing. Okay. Why do people always gotta bring in this like fucking comparison and shit, dude? Taylor Swift, his career has been like so long. She's been in the game for so long, dude. Of course she's still up there. Hello? Why did I think it was the same interview, 7th year? Oh yeah, that is Vanity Fair that does that, I think, right? Yes, finally somebody talks about big teenage emotions. I've been told so many times I'm too young to understand anxiety and depression, but that's all I have. Or like, you have nothing to worry about. True, but I make myself worry about stuff. Wake up, a new Billie interview. I click so fast, don't play. The fact she accomplished all this in under a decade is insane. She seems like the coolest, dopest, most effortlessly talented person ever. One more interview becoming part of my therapy. I'm sorry, can we talk about how angelic Angeletic, she sounded. That's not a word, I don't
And
think.
I had the handheld mic, and I was sitting on the couch, and I just started. Na, 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 na.
I love when like really good singers just improv stuff and do stuff like that. It's always very interesting. Awesome fucking interview. This video is like 35 minutes damn long. That's crazy. So if you made it all the way to the end, man, props to you. Props to you. Again, check out Vanity Fair. Link will be in the description. Thank you for doing these interviews with Billie. We love to see it. And breaking down her career was a really good idea for a video. Super awesome. Make sure you guys go leave a like on the video. Really dope, man. That was really fun. Much love, guys. Peace out.